Hi everyone. Welcome back to Earl Grey. Now, if you're anything like me, you have been on Spotify nonstop listening to Tim Atlas's new album, Enchanté. And here to tell us all about it is Tim Atlas himself. Hi,
Hello, thank you for having me.
thank you for coming on Earl Grey and Enchanté, which in French means nice to meet you. So, as your first ever album, do you consider this as like an introduction, with your previous EPs being like a reputation that precedes you?
Yeah, I do consider this album sort of a reintroduction to my project just because I'm showing a bunch of different sort of aspects and sides of my artistry and also just like as a human being. So I think there's just like a lot more light shed on my interests and everything that I like to listen to.
Yeah, it's really cool that you're sharing your music with the world. And following the idea of an introduction, is this like would you consider this to be your most personal work yet? And was it inspired by any feelings or experiences in your own life?
I think it is pretty personal. It was inspired by sort of a chapter in my life that I'm still kind of living. I moved from LA to New York and cross country road tripped all the way over here, and I feel like it changed a lot of how I approach songwriting and production, and I just feel like when I'm in a different environment, it really affects like how I approach like creativity and yeah. So I think it's a very personal project of mine. I talk about a lot of different parts of my life within that within this chapter.
Yeah, I was just thinking about your road trip, and I keep on hearing the phrase like thrown around. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey to get there. So, how is how has this chapter in your life changed you?
Yeah. How has it changed me? I mean, that's a great question. I think a lot of who I am and how I operate has stayed the same as far as like my passions and the things that interest me. But I feel like just being in New York City makes you feel like you're sort of part of this like organism, and you're not sort of like in your own personal space all the time. You have to share space with other people, on the train or like walking down the street, and it's like I think people are sort of connected in that in that sort of struggle sometimes. Um, and so like honestly like it's just found its way into the music in a lot of the songs that they are unapologetic in like me just like being myself and I do like a lot of production tinkering and like weird time signatures and things like that because those are the things that I like to listen to and yeah, it just sort of it reflects a lot of who I am like throughout the record in different ways, and I think you hear New York in a lot of it.
Yeah, I've definitely heard the sounds of like I guess the city in a way has like a sort of rhythm to it, and I feel like in every city that I've been to, not that I've done much traveling, but everywhere that you go you can kind of hear like it's got its own unique sound, and I can hear that coming through in your music. Now, in regards to this album, you spoke about being true to yourself. What does that mean for you?
Right. Um, to be true to myself is to sort of unapologetically create without having any outside expectation of what my music is supposed to be, you know? So I think like that's easier said than done. And this place sort of allowed me to do that.
So, do you have like people telling you, "Oh, you should do more of this," and then you feel drawn towards a different genre or a different style?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Like I can tell when you know, people around me will gravitate more towards like this genre or this style of songwriting, and I decided to keep this process just like a little more sacred. I was letting so many different opinions like get into my head in the early stages of this record. So yeah, yeah, I kind of just like buckled down and was like, I'm gonna trust myself to make the best decision about this record, and it came out like it did.
Yeah, and I think you have made a lot of great decisions on this record, and you've got honestly so many different songs and they all offer like they all share like a new aspect of who you are with us. But do you have a favorite song on Enchanté?
Ooh, good question. Oh my God. Do I have a favorite song? I'm just like going through all of them in my head right now. I feel like there's so many parts of this record that represent like sort of a moment in time, so it's hard to pick and choose. Um, and there's like a lot of recency bias for me too. So, um, if I had to choose a song, it'd probably be like Sushi in Wyoming. I feel like that's like one of my favorites. It sort of encapsulates everything we just talked about.
Yeah, it's a really good song, and honestly, the whole album is fantastic. So,
Yeah.
where can we go to find out more about you and listen to Enchanté?
The internet is where you'll find me. Um, so on streaming platforms, Tim Atlas. Social media, Timothy Atlas. I'm on all the things. And I will also be on tour in North America in September, October, November, opening for Slender Bodies. And after that, I'll just be hiding in the studio writing the next record.
Oh, wow. Sounds like you're a very busy person. So, thank you so much for joining us on Earl Grey.
Thank you so much.